Greetings, Algo artisans. Today's show is new crypto gen can 10x, also live trade wins, Ethereum, Filecoin, Solana, and a new trade idea for Injective protocol. And we're going to jump right into the charts right now. So let's start with the gem. It is USDT. Obviously, this has really done well since it came out and touched the exchanges back in August of 2023. We had it down below 10 cents. It is now at about 85 cents. And as we have seen a lot of coins do times 20 and better so far, a times 10 is something, really a times 8 is something to definitely be proud of if one were to get in that early. However, I think there's a lot of room to go on this, and a lot of that has to do with the coin itself, the backing, what it does. First of all, let me go ahead and review the quick chart here. I'm going to do a Fibonacci extension because this coin is new and it's in price discovery. And if I were just trading this coin, if I were simply going long, I would have targets right about $1.05, maybe $1.29. Now again, this is not investment advice. You got to do your own research. You got to talk to your licensed investment advisor before you risk your money on the markets because you can lose your money. However, here's the website for SEI, Accelerating the Future, the fastest parallel blockchain. And to talk about what this is pretty simply, it is a blockchain that is designed to help exchanges trade very efficiently. It's supposed to be the fastest high-speed trading blockchain to help exchanges operate. And in fact, there's an interesting blurb on CoinMarketCap about this. If you look at the SEI page on CoinMarketCap, quote unquote, the first sector-specific layer 1 blockchain specialized for trading to give exchanges an unfair advantage. That does not sound good in a way. Why would I invest in such a thing? Well, let's put it this way. We're about to find out a little bit more about who backs this coin and the funding and things like that. And as we learn that, we're going to find out that if in fact this does give exchanges an unfair advantage, then exchanges were going to really want to use this coin. And as terrible as that sounds, I'm willing to invest in it if it's going to make me a lot of money. Exchanges having an unfair advantage is me being able to take advantage of that unfair advantage if I can buy SEI, if in fact it gets adopted. Let's take a look at the tokenomics. We have a market cap of 2.1 billion. We have a volume, 24-hour volume of 25% of that, 540 million. Now the total supply is 10 trillion, circulating is about a quarter of that. So the fully diluted market cap is going to be $8.5 billion. Now let's move on and take a little bit deeper of a look into SEI. I want to take a look at a video from Coingecko that does talk about, it just explains a little more concisely what SEI is, how they work, and even some of the backing that it has. So here we go.
In fact, it's the first layer 1 blockchain specifically designed to optimize the world of trading across DeFi, NFTs, and GameFi on Cosmos. In other words, decentralized NASDAQ. To date, SEI has raised a total of 120 million with an investor roster including the likes of Jump Crypto, Multicoin Capital, Coinbase Ventures, Delphi Digital, GSR Ventures, and more.
And then here's a little bit more news that came out in the last few days. So since that video was made by Coingecko's YouTube channel, and I do have the link to that video in the description. Please take a look at that video. It's great work. In the meantime, we have Binance announces support for SEI network upgrade. It looks like it's going to integrate SEI. Now it's at under $1, and given the market cap, the sector, it's a trading coin. I like trading coins. Crypto's, in my opinion, its most important function right now is trading. It might not be the noblest function, but right now, that's what crypto's about. It's about speculation. This coin, if adopted, should get a lot of use. Even if it's a times 5, I think it's really good, and I think it's actually going to do better than that.
You should take some advice from your nephew. This year he made a 10% return on his portfolio.
I made that 10% return while sitting on the toilet.
Matt, let's move on to the Injective trade idea. So Injective protocol really bucked the trend last year. This chart you're looking at is a 5-day chart. It's basically a weekly chart, and each one of these candles is a week's worth of price actions. So we have price going back to right now, the beginning of 2023. Price bottomed out for Injective last year at about $1.20, and now it is above $42. So that is maybe like a times 35 or something like that. That's huge. huge, big. That's a big gain. So I'm not sure that I'm looking to do, to invest in Injective to make like my 20x or, any of those kind of plays. But I do think there is a pretty decent trading opportunity coming. And I do think it's going to come in the form of a consolidation breakout. So right now, price is consolidating. And even despite the Bitcoin breakout, this coin, unlike, say, Solana or Ethereum, this coin has not yet broken out. And for a coin that really just outperformed most coins last year, for a coin with any meaningful market cap, meaningful function, I think this coin is destined to break out and do well. I would look at targets based on a Fibonacci extension on this. So we can go from the beginning of the impulse to the top of that impulse. And if I were to trade this, now this is different than buy and hold, but if I were going to trade, I would have upside targets in the short term based on Fibonacci at about $53, maybe $53.15 and $63.40 or so. But I am going to go back in time. Yes, you can see here that it's an all-time high already. It was at on Binance back in 2021 during the market peak. It was at $25, exceeded its all-time high, which means that it's rather bullish. It could also mean that it might not have as much upside as some of these newer coins, but Injective is a trading token, right? It's a massive trading token. So I do believe, just like SEI, that it is going to have utility, and I think probably the strongest use case in the current implementation of cryptocurrency is trading. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I suppose I could study that, but I'm happy with just being confident there. So again, those were the targets, sitting at about 63, maybe 40, and 53.15. Now, if this does break out, then chances are I'm going to have a stop loss that is based on a breakout rather than based on below this, because a breakout of a consolidation gives us opportunities to have tighter stops based on price actions. So if this broke out, I would want the price action to look something like this. Have a bit of a breakout, perhaps a grab again on the top of the prior range, and then a move up. Now, if that happened, or even if it did not go back and grab that liquidity, my trade probably would look something like this. Now, this isn't exactly how I would necessarily do it, but this is just a nice trade idea where it seems like this is a decent level for a conservative stop loss. And then as price went up, if in fact it did, I could actually add on as I see price continuing up with small pullbacks and have some little higher risk, lower entry trades to augment that trade on the way up. So that is how I would handle Injective. Now let's do a bonus coin here. We're going to take a look at Tau. I didn't talk about that in the description. However, we're going to reward you for sticking with us through here. So what I do with these coins could end up being valuable. Not saying they're going to win. It's not investment advice. This is just educational. But I've already charted this, and I can tell you I like upside Tau targets of 776 and 881. It definitely has pulled back, and it's hard to say based on the algos what it's going to do. If it does continue up, though, might not be a bad trade to hop in whenever you get a small pullback on a lower time frame and have something like this, right? Have your stop loss however you calculate stop losses, but I definitely would have those targets as such. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a brief look at the wins. Here's an Ethereum trade that I sketched out live in front of the audience, and this I believe was on the live YouTube that I do every morning with either Gorilla is usually on there. If not, I know it definitely was in one of the recorded shows. So if you're watching these shows, these come up quite often. You're going to see them. And another win here so far with Solana, it's about a 250% win at the top here, a little bit better. I did post these also on X, and this Solana chart is another one that I did live for everybody to see. And another win that we have here is Filecoin. It peaked out here at about 240% gains, right? And this is based on a stop loss that you see that was very conservative, and it's a good thing that it was conservative. As you can see, I did predict price would do exactly what it's done here. However, it did actually go a bit lower, which is why I did have a conservative stop loss based on what can happen in the market. So this is a hell of a win, and this was done, I believe, only in the private group, which is over at algofactory.tech. So come on over to algofactory.tech. We teach people how to develop their own trading algorithms. Those little tabs that you see on the screen, those are actually one of my indicators that I built. Wins are not guaranteed, but your probability of winning is greatly increased by your effort. So come on over, trade your job, upgrade your life. See you on the next one.